This is P.O.C. It's amplification. Amplification of plane activity. This is aerial surveillance. You already know that when you can see the fake sun, which is still here, it's moving as I move. This is a demon. This is bathroom monitoring is what they're doing right now. So I'm stepping outside. The entity, the City of Ontario, is engaged in monitoring my genitalia. These are all sex offenders. License 8 EIM 521. Yeah, 8 Edward Igloo Mary 521. Stalking in the path. The entity is sounding plane activity, and this demon is in the window. She's stalking in the path with my person. I'm doing so while engineer light is inside of the apartment. Nothing outside is going to cause any light around the door frame. Even when the fake sun is outside above the building, no area of any sunlight is coming above on the ceiling inside. This is stalking with light that's also occurring on a cloudy day. The entity is amplifying plane activity while they're monitoring my movements inside, and my movement include that which everybody is just monitoring right now inside of the bathroom. So all these sex offenders, all these secretive predators are engaged in and interested in monitoring what's going on between my legs, my genitalia. This is the sex offense that the mayor's engaged in. This is the sex offense that the demons of the Ontario police who flew over my head at 10:54 in the morning while the fake sun was here, and that you saw gang stalking by helicopter while that fake sun is still over this building, which is how you know that the Ontario Police Department are a bunch of gang stalking sex offenders monitoring my genitalia on the next day as well. Regardless of the condition of the sky space, fake sun documentation is showing you what surveillance is and where it's happening and how it's executed, and those demons are engaged in monitoring as you see them in video at what is 5 o'clock in the evening where the fake sun's over the same apartment building. I'm doing so with Tracy Banks. Okay, this is P.O.C. The demons in units 33 through 64 are going to federal prison for being sex offenders as well. This is bathroom monitoring. The sound of the plane is a means of audible activity, and this is all engineered light. You don't see a shadow or anything. Engineered light is maintained. You understanding the demonic? That's activity creation. That's P.O.C. This is monitoring, and these are the desperate acts of the demons that are exposed. There's nothing that's going to cause the smoke alarm to go off. The entity is engaging what is monitoring. The entity did the same thing, by the way, at the Holiday Inn on 9750 Key Point, where CAL FIRE was there. CAL FIRE is a state actor using the fire alarms inside of the hotel room where there's no fire, and the demons are literally in the hallways causing the fire alarms to go off while they knew what I was doing in my hotel room. I'll remind you about that video. This is light activity that has nothing to do with what is the cloudy skies outside. This is relevant to what is just random activity creation. That's a terrorizing threat. Daryl J. Carter's problems are like accumulating while the world is witnessing it. Controlling what is activity creation through the random use of the smoke alarm is a means of harassment. It's accomplishing monitoring. The entity is the City of Ontario that's engaging in what is federal group stalking and monitoring on April 25th, 2025, and calling it an inspection with the gang stalkers of the City of Ontario are engaging in that POC. You don't have any malfunctions, by the way, in the specific environment where you're looking at the supernatural. The cloudy skies outside, the amplified plane activity outside, this is speaking to impossible light, this is monitoring, and that's how you know that that is POC. And everything in the environment is pursuant to the POC. This is bathroom monitoring that the entity admits to engaging in while the smoke alarm goes off as I close the door, and the entity is obsessed with maintaining the monitoring elements. They're doing the same thing, which is what you need to know, that Paul Leon, where light is manifesting at the bottom of the door right here. Light is manifesting on the floor right here. That's light that is, again, coming through what is the covered patio that's outside on a cloudy day. That's engineered light that's framing the front door. That's the creation of amplified audible activity that doesn't actually have to come from the smoke alarm. It's as impossible as hearing the helicopters that are miles away over the mountains. As impossible as causing an earthquake when the demons are flying over in plane and helicopter and it starts an earthquake. It's as impossible as the demon in Unit 55 causing the walls and the ceilings to crack like it's going to crash in or implode. That's the entity that's stalking with noise, and using the smoke alarm was another admission to monitoring inside of an apartment and engineered light where the fake sun is rising and setting. And this is the setting where you need to understand the City of Ontario, the mayor, the demons. Mike Lorenz, he's a violent sex offender. He is engaged in what is monitoring, and so is every demon of the City of Ontario. The fire department's monitoring my genitalia. The police department's monitoring my genitalia. The mayor's office is monitoring my genitalia. The airport that's using a means of plane activity while I'm walking outside in engineered light is monitoring my genitalia. The entity is engaged in what is monitoring as a demon-possessed, sexually violent population monitoring my genitalia. And as I walk right outside to get that environment, the entity is doing so with regard to knowledge also. There's sex offenders that are also engaging in what is surveillance. surveillance, voyeurism, watching their exposure. Nothing about this environment is going to cause light to illuminate in the depths of a bedroom, and it's not going to cause light to frame the front door. That's called stalking with light, and the use of what sounds like the smoke alarm, and what the demons engage in, what is controlling the narrative and coming will actually fix a smoke alarm when you're ignorant about the demonic pattern of conduct. Stalking you with noise. This is the same apartment where you see them stalking me with light. That's very demonic, and Daryl J. Carter and AVANATH is going to be prosecuted. Linda Reyes is going to federal prison. All right, the entity is gang stalking in this demonic environment. Is psychologically harmful as well, and they're all going to federal prison in units 33 through 64 because they're sex offenders that are monitoring my vagina. Okay, they are doing so in violation of the Violence Against Women Act. Stalking a woman, 34 USC 12291, and they're doing so with impunity while the entity creates audible activity inside of the apartment, while the entity maintains impossible activity inside of the apartment, while the entity engages in stalking via the city of Ontario. This is P.O.C. 9:55 a.m.